Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Root Beer here, and we're looking at the 2009 Cayley contest, and we're up to question number 20. Okay, so this is the last question in Part B. It's the last one worth 6 marks. In our next video, it'll be question 21. These are the Part C questions. So, if you're interested in actually practicing this contest, grab a copy of the contest, very first link in the description, and, if you want to watch 20, go ahead, but at least try the Part C questions for yourself. Okay? They are the challenging ones. They are the ones that are really going to push you to the limit. And they're the ones that you can't just say, yeah, no, I got that. I'm pretty sure I could do that this year, so don't worry about it. Actually try the questions, especially 23, 24, and 25. Okay? They can be quite hard sometimes. All right, but enough said about Part C. We'll be talking about that for the next 5 videos. Let's talk about question 20. And, if you want to, pause the video and try question 20 while you're at it. Okay? But here we go, question 20. On Monday, Hank drove to work at an average speed of 70 kilometers per hour, and he arrived 1 minute late. Oh dear. On Tuesday, he left at the same time, took the same route, so same distance is what they're trying to say, and this time he drove at an average speed of 75 kilometers per hour and arrived 1 minute early. How long is his route to work? So we want the distance, maybe we'll call it D. So we'll say distance. If you're someone who really likes units, we'll say distance in kilometers to, it was Hank, right? Right, Hank? Yeah, Hank. Okay. So what's the relationship between distance, which we don't know, speed, which we're given, and time, which we're not given in exact form, but we're sort of given relative to one another. Now, for this question, sometimes it's important to remember it this way. So I usually, DS and T, distance, speed, and time, I fill it in alphabetically, reading from top to bottom and left to right. And so if I want to talk about time, I cover up time. Time is distance over speed. So for example, the time it took Hank to get to work that first day is whatever this distance is, divided by 70 kilometers per hour. And so we get D over 70 hours is how long it took Hank to get to work. Now, I don't know how long it took Hank to get to work that first day. I don't know how long it took him to get to work the second day, but I do know it took him D over 75 kilometers per hour. But, I can't say for certain that was 30 minutes, so now we can solve for D. No, we're a little stuck. But they did give us a way to compare these two numbers. We know the first day he was 1 minute late. We'll get to why this is annoying in a moment, because we're talking about hours here. But the next day he was 1 minute early. The difference of that is 2 minutes. So, the longer time minus the shorter time, or the smaller time, needs to be 2 minutes. Maybe stop and think about it if it's not immediately obvious to you. Okay. But here's the problem. We've got minutes here and hours over here. We need to have the same unit. I'm going to convert everything to hours. So how many minutes in an hour? 60. So it's 2 out of 60 hours. And we can say this is 1 out of 30. So 1/30 of an hour is the difference in these two times. And this is enough to solve for D. Okay. Now, just looking at it right now, just because in the last couple of videos I've been talking about trying to speed up your thought process, D, I'm pretty sure, is going to have to be a multiple of 70. Because my next step is I'm going to get a common denominator and work things around and solve for D. And it's going to be fine. It won't take that long. But just looking at it, we've got 30 here and a 70 here. And 70's got a multiple of 7, and I'm not liking that. I mean, the 5s are fine, but the 7's bothering me. Can I eliminate any of the possibilities? Because sometimes, okay, not everyone's a superstar. Not everyone's going to get up to question 25 or even breach Part C. Sometimes, they call time and you're on question 19. You looked at question 20, but you don't, have a definite answer. Being able to eliminate some possibilities in a multiple choice format is something that is important to be able to do. And I don't think I mentioned it enough in my videos because I, go on to actually solve everything. But here, actually, we can eliminate anything, I think, that's not a multiple of 7, just based on that sort of reasoning that well, to get a common denominator, I'm not going to want 7s lying around, so I'm pretty sure D has to be a multiple of 7. And when I look at these possibilities, 60 is not a multiple of 7, 50 isn't, 45 isn't, 30 isn't. I'm just pretty sure the answer has to be B at this stage, and I haven't actually finished my calculations. Okay, so just something to keep in mind. You know, puzzle for yourself. You know, how was he so confident D can't be a multiple of 7? But let's finish the question proper. Okay, we'll get a nice common denominator. You can just multiply 70 and 75, especially if you've got your calculator handy. You'll get, oh gosh, what is that? 5,250. Or you could say, well, both of them are multiples of 5, so we don't really need that part of it. So it's going to be 14 and 15. Okay, we'll get, 1,050 is good. Okay, just saves a little bit of time. Although, if you've got a calculator, go nuts, really. But, oh, no, I guess I don't have to actually get a common denominator, do I? I don't have to do this by fractions. I could just multiply both sides by 70 times 75. Is that also a multiple of 30? It is. So, I'll just multiply everything by 5,250. So I'll get 75 Ds minus 70 Ds is, and then what's 5,250 times 1/30th? It's going to be 175. Okay, and so we've got 5 Ds here, 175, and if I divide 175 by 5, what do you know? I get 35. Okay, so it turns out 35 kilometers to work, and as I've already remarked, that was B, and we finished our calculations. You can do a common denominator. I've mentioned in other videos I'm not the biggest fan of fractions. I don't know why. I guess because I saw a bunch of fractions, that's why I immediately jumped to it, rather than just multiplying by a really big number that'll wipe out the denominators, which is what I eventually did there. Okay, so that was question 20. Up next, of course, question 21, starting part C, but please, 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 for your own sake, practice the question, get a copy of the contest, just bring it up on a tablet or something. Try those questions before watching the videos. I know I can't make you, but I'm really trying to get you guys to do your best, and that means practicing. Okay? So, rant over. I will see you guys for 21 in the next video. Take care.